Hello, Nupur. Can you hear us?
Namaskar, sir. Yes, sir.
Namaskar. You will have to adjust your posture a little because you are defying gravity.
Screen.
Landscape.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yes, now it's much better. Welcome. So good to see you. Tell us about yourself in 30 seconds. What are your strengths? And we would like to know one weakness of yours.
Sir, I am Nupur Goyal, born and brought up in Delhi. I have done my schooling from DAV Centenary Public School, Narela. After that, I did BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Delhi Technological University. And after that, I did Masters in Public Administration from IGNOU, sir. Right now, I'm working as an Assistant Central Intelligence Officer in Intelligence Bureau. Sir, coming on to the second part of the question, talking about the strengths, sir, I think I'm very hardworking, persistent. I have leadership qualities, and I am empathetic in nature, sir. But talking about the weaknesses, I think I have a sort of perfectionist nature, which becomes very, which is sometimes not easy to cope up with, given the scarce resources that we have in the administration or in the country, sir.
Excellent. If I understood it right, your father is a business person, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, he must be talking to you about the challenges of doing business in India.
Yes, sir.
What is his line of business and what are his challenges?
Sir, he is a commission agent in APMC Mandi, Narela. Sir, there are various challenges that pertain to his line of agricultural commodities. So, firstly, the lack of storage facilities in Narela, in APMC Mandi.
Yeah.
The cold storage facilities and the warehousing facilities are not there, sir. So, secondly, there is a delay in the handling of finances, that is the payment which the paddy mills give to him and then he gives to the farmers gets delayed a little bit, which is the second major challenge according to me, sir. So the third, moving on to the third challenge, sir, the standardization of quality of the food grains that come in there is a big challenge, because sometimes we see, because of the vagaries of nature, that is the monsoon, etc., some good quality grains are even sold at lesser price, harming both the farmers as well as my fathers.
Excellent. Now, when you talk of agriculture, why is it that, or let me ask you a different question. Do you believe that the GM foods are a response and answer to world hunger in the world?
Sir, as of now, I feel that we should have more research on both short-term as well as the long-term effects of heavy better resistant towards the pesticides, towards the various vagaries of nature. But at the same time, sir, it remains to be seen how the human being and their food chain supply would get impacted by such GM crops.
Let's take the case of cotton. Now, that's not food as such, but GM
Yes,
cotton has shown a lot of promise. So would you agree that GM cotton should be allowed?
Yes, sir. Sir, GM crop has come up as a very successful story as far as the Indian farmers are concerned. Yes, sir, I support the GM cotton farming, but at the same time, sir, we should have a little part of the farm wherein the traditional farm or traditional cotton is getting farmed, so that the antimicrobial resistance does not get developed as far as the pests are concerned, sir.
Okay, just slightly changing topics before I request my other co-panelists to talk to you. You are now with IB, you said.
Yes, sir.
what is the best way known to mankind, or not? Let me reframe my question.
Sure.
What is the easiest way to gather intelligence?
Sir, I think both. The easiest as well as the best way of gathering an intelligence is to have a human intelligence. The intelligence which we get by communicating and by connecting with the people on ground, sir.
Would you agree that, my background is diplomacy. I have been a career diplomat, and I have had an opportunity of interacting with many officers across the world who are in the field of intelligence. And generally, it is believed that 95% of the intelligence one can gather from open sources. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir, I largely agree. But that we can gather a lot of intelligence from the open source. But that 5% intelligence that we have to gather on ground is actually the intelligence which corroborates the open source intelligence.
Very good. Very good. I really like your answer. Thank you.
Okay, well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the role really?
She cannot tell you that.
Sir, right
that's a confidential information that cannot be shared with Dr. Mishra.
Because
sir,
just to
sir, I am in the IB, so as of now, my role is not.
You like IB job?
Yes, sir. It's a very challenging and a fruitful job.
Yes or no? You like your IB job?
Yes, sir. As of now, I like this job.
Okay. So you like, and that now, why you want to be a basically civil servant? Why you appear in IP, basically this UPSC?
Sir, I think being in civil services would give me a wider canvas to paint, wherein I'm not only contributing towards the national security or the internal security, but also able to give my inputs towards various other diverse work opportunities, sir. Sir, apart from these things, I think I am getting...
Okay, I got your point. Can you tell me what is the GDP right now in India? Can you tell me GDP of China?
Sir, GDP of India is around $2.1 trillion.
Are you sure?
Sir, as far as my knowledge,
China.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall
the China's GDP. What is the grain production in India?
Sir, it's around 1480 megatons.
It is the oldest. Is the old data?
Sir, yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is the word food? Something is word organization on food?
Sir, that's Food and Agricultural Organization.
At world level, what is the food organization?
Sir, UN Specialized Agency, FAO, I think is the one you are referring to.
Who the chief of that organization?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware about the chief.
Can you tell me that is as you are engineer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So being engineer, basically, as you mentioned, you can serve better than being a civil servant?
Sir, I think yes, to a certain extent, because being an engineer would actually gives me a logical bent of mind and a side, and I think it goes in parallel to the various initiatives that are taken by the government. For example, the Digital India Mission or the Skill India Mission. Sir, I think being an engineer adds to my resume of applying to the civil services.
Okay. This is your which attempt? This attempt is basically your first attempt?
No, sir. This is my last attempt, so 6th attempt.
Last one. What is that? It is not. But what is your alternate option in mind?
Sir, I'll continue my job with the Intelligence Bureau. Okay.
So you feel that if really is if something going to not add on your desire, then you're going to the same job.
Sir, I am very hopeful of getting into civil services this year.
Why
Sir,
you are
but at
hopeful? What in you? Why we select you? What in university? Give 5 reasons that people can select you.
Sir, I think the first major reason is the leadership. I was the head girl as well as the academic captain at school, and I was also the chief liaison officer in the
5
intelligence
reasons,
bureau.
count 1, 2, 3, that.
Okay, sir. So second is, I think, empathy. Third is the ability to connect with the lower strata of the society, sir. So fourth, I think, is the ability to be perseverant and to be patient in getting results.
Well done,
sir.
Nupur. I think you have succeeded in establishing your point.
Yeah, that's
Dr. Mishra, if you allow me, I'll pass on the baton to Vivek.
Now Atresh sir is here. I think that too we should.
Nupur, I would like to ask you about India's relations with neighboring countries. Do you think the relations with Nepal and Bangladesh could be better?
Yes, sir, certainly. We can have much better relations with both Nepal as well as Bangladesh, sir. So, but sir, as of in the recent times, sir, the relationship of India with Nepal have taken a downturn, whereas our relationship as far as the Bangladesh is concerned is going on very well as of now, sir.
I want 2 more details about Nepal and Bangladesh, one each.
Sure, sir. Okay.
Give me 2 more details about our relationships with these 2 countries.
Sir, with Nepal, we have a relationship of Roti Beti Vyavhar, wherein we have open borders. We have also a treaty of mutual friendship and trust treaty. Sir, whereas with Bangladesh, India was the nation which helped in the liberation of Bangladesh in 1971. Sir, in the current regime of Bangladesh, we are not only cooperating in terms of trade, but also in terms of the security of our northeastern states as well as the Bangladesh borders.
Okay, are you in favor of the presidential form of government like the US has, or parliamentary democracy like India has? Secondly, are you in favor of a 4-year term for the government or 5 years?
Sir, I am in favor of the parliamentary form of government because it gives us more stability, more representation. I'm sorry, sir. It gives us more representation to the various caste, religion, region, etc. And we have seen that India is a very diverse country. Sir, even the decision making is also based on a consensus wherein there are proper mechanisms of checks and balances in place in the parliamentary form of system, sir. Sir, moving on to the second part of the question. Sir, I think that the current regime of having a 5-year tenure for the government is working well, sir. Sir, I don't think that there is any reason for decreasing it to 4-year terms, sir.
Okay, checks and balances are there in the US also. We know that Mr. Donald Trump had some very, let's say, let me put it very blatantly, outrageous ideas. But the system did not allow Mr. Trump to get away with those outrageous ideas. So they have checks and balances. So what is better in India?
Sir, if I quote, sir, the system in USA, wherein although there are checks and balances present, but the power that is given to the executive is very, very high. And given the fact that the Trump government is having a stable tenure, also gives it a lot more power, sir. Whereas in India, the dual role of the executive, wherein they are also represented in the parliament, as well as a very high role of the judiciary, make sure that no such unconstitutional act is being done by the parliament, is done by the government, sir. Sir, I think the system of checks and balances that is there in the parliamentary system is much more pronounced than in the case of presidential system, sir.
Okay, actually, I faltered there. The parliament is there in US also. There is a house, and there are, I mean, he is answerable to the house. There is no difference there. The difference is in how the president is elected and how the prime minister is elected and who wields the power. Anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you, Poonam
Thank
ji.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So, what do you know about International Human Rights Organization?
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah, she has consciously put off the video because the quality of voice will improve.
Okay, what do you know about International Human Rights Organization?
Ma'am, it is the organization which deals with the human rights, the various violations of human rights, and it also comes out with a number of agreements or legislations so as to increase the human rights across the world, sir. Across the world, ma'am.
Okay. So, who is the world chairman IHRO?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not aware about the chairman of the said organization.
Okay, there is one case scenario for you. If you find an organ racket in a reputed hospital to a sting operation, what will be your strategy? What can you do about it?
Ma'am, am I a common citizen or am I in charge of something?
As a civil servant.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, if I come to know about an organ donation racket that is going on in the hospital, my first plan of action would be to verify whether such a racket is actually operating on ground. That is the verification of the report, ma'am. Secondly, I'll take all the measures that are there on ground that are being specified by the standard operating procedure, wherein I can take action against the said authorities. Thirdly, ma'am, I think I'll also set up an inquiry committee wherein the doctors and the various other persons who are involved in the said racket are identified and adequately punished, as the inquiry committee says. Fourthly, ma'am, I think since these kind of organizations are not just concentrated in one hospital, I would ensure that that the linkages of this organ racket with other hospitals in my own district as well as the neighboring district comes out in light, and proper action is to be taken against them. And fifthly, I think by having a awareness program wherein the citizens, the patients therein are made aware about such rackets, as well as the steps that they can have and the various grievance redressal mechanism, I think I can work on the same, ma'am.
Okay. The next question is, are you happy how the Delhi government is handling the COVID situation in Delhi? And if you have an opportunity to give them one advice, what would it be?
Yes, ma'am. I am certainly happy with the job of the Delhi government. The recovery rate is very high in Delhi. It's more than 70%. Even the mortality has decreased down to 3%, ma'am. Also, the testing that is being done in Delhi, which is around 30,000 per million, is one of the highest in the nation, ma'am. So given the challenging aspects of containing the whole pandemic in Delhi is concerned, I am happy with how the Delhi administration and Delhi government has dealt with the pandemic. However, ma'am, if there is one advice, then that I get an opportunity to give to the government, I think that would be to make it mandatory for all the citizens or for all the people coming in or out of Delhi to have that Arogya Setu app downloaded on their mobile phones, so that it can assist the health workers on ground for contact tracing.
Nupur, you have answered this question brilliantly. Compliments. Colonel Verma, over to you.
Sir, Nupur, you have talked about the leadership, okay? So
Yes,
I just want to know, like, there are two values One is being transparent and objective. However, it is also desirable from a leader or a civil servant that he should show empathy also, as you have also talked about empathy. So do you think there is a trade-off between both the values?
Sir, empathy and transparency are the...
Yeah. Objectivity oblique transparency versus empathy oblique compassion. I hope you got my point.
Yes, sir. No, sir, I don't think there is any trade-off between both of them. Sir, if the civil servant or if a leader is transparent, sir, he can be both transparent as well as empathetic in nature.
How? Just tell me. That's my question. How can he be empathetic also as well as transparent?
Sir, if you'll allow me to think for some time and then come up with
Okay, tell me about empathy. What is empathy according to you?
Sir, empathy is basically a value which is related to having connected with the masses or the disadvantaged people, feeling their pain and then working towards their upliftment. Sir.
Yes, that leads to compassionate behavior.
Yes, sir.
That is my point. So if you are showing some compassion or compassionate behavior, obviously there will be a trade-off between objectivity and empathy. So how will you resolve this crisis of conscience?
Sir, I'm not able to understand why there would be a trade-off between transparent in nature.
Okay.
Sir,
I give you a scenario. A buddhi lady comes to you. She is around 70-year-old. A government has rolled over one scheme, and she is qualified for two things. But you have to have three things to be eligible. And now, by seeing her posture, her plight, you can see that she deserves empathetic behavior. But the scheme says categorically that you have to have three things for eligibility. So what should you do now?
Yes, sir, I got your point. Sometimes objectivity and empathy comes in contradiction with each other. Sir, in the said example or the case study, I think I can again refer back to the law and see if there are any exceptions for such kind of people. I can giving them a one-time waiver, or can also ensure that she meets the fourth criteria.
Can you give
before rolling out?
Can you give one-time waiver?
Sir, if the law itself permits for such a kind of thing.
Law doesn't permit like this. It will be tantamount to corruptive practices. How will you save yourself?
Sir, if such is the case, then I can also go for associating her with some NGOs or with some welfare societies which can take care of her. Sir, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, I think the law of the nation provides for the welfare of all the people, whether they are having any documents or whether they are...
Okay, next question. Quad, you have heard about Quad?
Yes, sir. Sir, Quad is a grouping of 4 nations: India, Japan, Australia, and USA, sir, which have come together based on their mutual interest. For example, the freedom of navigation, etc.
Okay, my question is that should we include Australia in Malabar series?
Yes, sir, we can include Australia in Malabar series.
Can or
but
should?
Malabar. Sir, I think
his question was, Nupur, should we include Australia?
Sir, Malabar series is a military to military engagement, and we already having India, Japan, and USA in the Malabar series. So if we include Australia, that would give a sign to China that the Quad is turning militant against China, and it might lead to further dip in Indo-China relationship. So as of now, sir, it can be both, and I think the
Sorry, you don't have that option. Should we include or should we not include?
Sir, I think as of now, we should not include Australia.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Should we wrap up, colleagues? Any other
Yes, sir.
point?
One quickly, I want to ask you that. Can you tell me about South Asian country and what is the geopolitical situation in South Asia? What's the name of South Asia countries? And what is the South Asia geopolitical situation?
So the various South Asian countries are India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, sir.
You left any?
Hanji, sir. So I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
You missed anyone?
Sir, I think I covered all of them.
What is geopolitical?
Sir, geopolitical of SAARC or of the Southeast Asian?
Southeast Asia. South
Right.
Asia.
South Asia. Sir, I think the geopolitics of South Asia is very pronounced as far as the number of, as far as its relationship with other nations are concerned, the trade relations it has with other nations. Sir, but there is a very high scope of improvement in the same.
All right. I think we will, Dr. Mishra, if you permit me, we will wrap up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, folks. Nupur, we will wrap up, but let's hear from you and give you our feedback. How do you think you did today?
Sir, I think barring some questions of about the geopolitical arena and all, sir, I didn't know what to really speak in that question. Sir, I think I did well.
Out of 10, how many marks would you give yourself?
Sir, that's a very tough call. I mean, sir,
that's the whole point. We want to pose tough questions to you. You're going to be an administrator.
Sir, I think you all are much better experienced to rate me on 10, sir, rather than me.
All right. You come across as a cheerful candidate, as a confident one candidate. You are thoughtful. As I speak to you, hear you, I find you clear-headed mostly. And also you have an analytical bent of mind, which is very useful. Now, few bits that I want to mention to you is that your general awareness, you need to work a little more on. When is your interview?
21st of July, sir.
21st of July, all right. So, I mean, whatever, don't stress out, but you need to kind of work a little more. For example, on this question of South Asia, Myanmar is not a South Asian country, Bhutan is.
Yes,
so you missed out. No, it happens. It happens. I don't want to put you in a spot. If I were in your shoes, I would have missed out 2 countries. You missed out only 1. So compliments to you for that. Then, questions like food production. I think you need to look at the figures, may surprise you. From 1,024 metric tons or something like that, you may find that you're talking of millions of tons and not in thousands, but in hundreds. It's something like 270 million tons, or at least the figure can be rechecked. Again, on India's GDP, you just managed to shave off about 0.6 trillion. Prime Minister Modi will be very upset with you because it was 2.7 trillion. So, I mean,
yes,
you overall, you did very well. The reason I'm mentioning this is that, it's a very competitive environment out there.
Yes.
And even 1 mark makes a difference. But
yes,
your strengths far outweigh whatever little chinks are there in your armor. And nobody is perfect. But from what I can see, you are a very confident and well-informed candidate. All the very best. But before that, if my colleagues have any comment for you, I'll invite them to do that.
Yeah, Nupur, whatever I heard from you was very balanced. I think I agree with Dr. Prakash. You were very, very balanced and you were very, very composed and cheerful. Positive answers always work well. If you give an answer, even to a difficult situation, you must say that these are the problems. However, I am confident because of these reasons they will be overcome. I think you did pretty well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So really all points are already covered. Prakash sir already mentioned that. I think need to be ready to follow the thing. Second, that because you working in IB, so like you try to for everything. You say, are you sure? Then say, I'm sure. So that is double mistake then. Like you're not you aware about South Asian politics something. So I think that but you try to you want to travel there. So I think that part maybe you improve by knowledge. Otherwise, you can just to say, okay, basically I couldn't get time to really revise the things. I'm not really remembering something. I think such way. But if it is the false data something, so maybe that like Prakash sir here that has some point. So maybe that single thing. But as a psychological perspective, that is a confidence and to a clarity. And you say the content, it's okay. But the content in data somehow missing there.
Yes, sir.
You know? So work that. You know? Overall, that is so you can score around 200.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how should I answer that geopolitical question?
Just one second,
Yeah.
Nupur, if you don't mind. Two of my other colleagues may have comments.
Sure.
Sir, I found her very mature and I think positive vibration. Only thing like it's okay not to know so many things. Okay, you can say yes, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall.
Yes.
So it's okay, and like you are working in IB, so something is expected from you. At that level, I think decision making, judgmental capabilities. So like overall, it was a good experience. I really liked it, and I'm satisfied. Good luck.
Poonam ji.
Yes, I won't tell you that you have really done good, but try to be more accurate with the facts, as Dr. Prakash has said, and otherwise you were quite good. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, my dear. Now you had a question. Nupur,
Yes, sir.
you had a question?
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding the last question which sir asked me about the geopolitical scenario of South Asia, sir, what is really the demand of the question, or how should I handle the question?
Well, if I was asked that question, first of all, it's a very tough question, but we are meant to ask you tough questions to judge not so much your response, but your composure and where you did very well. I would basically say that the South Asian geopolitics is very competitive and complicated.
Yes, sir.
And there are a number of factors, both internal to South Asia as well as external, because big powers are involved in South Asia. And we have within South Asia, you have a power asymmetry. India is one of the largest countries geographically and economically, and the other countries around are geographically smaller, economically smaller, so that brings about complications. And then you have, quote unquote, don't say that, but I love saying that, a friendly country called Pakistan, you know, which is a hub of terror. But put it something like that. So short and sweet.
Yes, sir. And sir, was the case study all right? I mean, which ma'am had
Sorry?
asked. So was my handling of the case study all right?
Which case study?
Which ma'am had asked about the organ trafficking donor?
Oh yeah, then she will respond to it.
It was quite good. I'm satisfied with the answer. The way you executed was good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good, Nupur. All the very best and do well. Don't forget to give us sweets when you. But how will you give us sweets? You don't know where we live. God bless you, my dear. Bye-bye.
All the best.
Sir, if you have me on 10.